Welcome to another edition of Research Connection. Joining me today is Dr. Megan Jacob. How are you, Dr. Jacob?
I'm well. How are you, Kyle?
Good, thank you.
Good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I grew up in rural Wyoming and moved here with my husband about 8 years ago to take the clinical microbiology job, and moved here via K-State, and now have a service teaching and research type position. And when I'm not here, I have a hobby farm and I watch a lot of hockey. And I manage 3 kids, so.
Manage. That's a full plate.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what kind of research do you do here?
So I have kind of a couple different areas. Because I have a strong service commitment, I help a lot with resident projects or applied microbiology questions for the hospital. And then just because of the caseload that we see, I see a lot of antimicrobial resistance. So improving detection mechanisms, characterizing that, is sort of an area that I've really grown into. But when I'm not doing sort of clinic-oriented research, I really like studying pathogen control at human and animal interactions. So any place where we have sort of naive public interacting with different animal species.
When does that occur?
So things like petting zoos, pumpkin patches, state fairs, goat yoga, service animals.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely increasing. I think as people recognize the value of the human-animal bond, they want to foster those interactions, but it's also a good location for pathogens to be transferred.
It comes with consequences.
Definitely.
Interesting. And do you have any... So it sounds like you collaborate a lot. You work with a lot of people here.
I do, yeah. I have collaborations sort of across the U.S. here, specifically regarding the animal agriculture and public health interactions. I work a lot with some folks on main campus like Ben Chapman and Sophia Cathario to sort of leverage their talents over there as well.
Nice. And you travel a lot?
I do. I get to travel a lot to mostly to train for antimicrobial resistance detection techniques or surveillance programs. So I travel to places like China, or Dr. Cray has helped me network into the WHO collaborating activities, and so I get to travel and do some of that as well.
And when you do that, are you working with universities or governments?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Usually we work with governments to try to institute surveillance programs, but often those are housed at universities.
Yeah. Interesting.
So some of the other funding and activities that we have going on related to antimicrobial resistance are actually across the U.S. So our laboratory systems participate in the FDA VetLearn program. So we have funding through them to help investigate case complaints, but we also provide a lot of isolates for their study of long-term antimicrobial resistance consequences. And we have some funding through the CDC via Texas A&M and Cornell to evaluate antibiotic prescribing practices and then associated antimicrobial resistance in companion animals.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, best of luck.
Thanks.